Hi everyone, it's Alice here. A quick video today just going through the basics of using alcohol markers. You've probably heard of Copic markers, and Promarkers are exactly the same alcohol based system. The benefits of using alcohol inks, they were developed and used first by manga artists, and you do get a very sheer translucent wash of colour that you can add shade and depth to by using correspondingly close colours. You will see that over the course of the week, and I'm going to do some quick easy videos to show you. So the Pro markers come with a wedge tip at one end and a fine tip at the other, that I really like because I find it much easier to use than the Copic markers for fine work like little buttons or teensy flowers or something on your stamped images. You can get a very fine appearance. The wedge tip is excellent for larger areas, which you can do without smearing. You can see the colour of the ink is quite wet, and it does bleed through with alcohol inks onto the back of your paper, so you need to be aware of that when you're colouring your images in, that if you do it directly onto a card, for instance, that you are going to have the inks. It's normal, and that's the way that alcohol inks work, basically. The cardstock that I use is just regular. I use the Georgia Pacific cardstock that you can buy from Walmart. I think it's about $5.49 for 500 sheets or something ridiculous, but it's quite a good quality. And when I'm at home, I use a cardstock that I get from Osborne's Stationers. Not quite so cheap, but then nothing is in the UK. The ink that I use is Memento. I like Tuxedo Black, and it doesn't smear. You have got to be careful because these are solvent based, and if you use StazOn or something, then you are going to have horrific smearing. The Pro markers come in 148 different colours, and they do have an airbrush system, which I haven't used yet. I'm hoping to get one of those to play with. I don't know if you can see, but the diameter of the barrel of the pen is quite a lot wider than the Copic markers, and they do hold a lot of ink, and I use them an awful lot, and I've yet to run out of any of the colours. They're not refillable. One of the reasons why I couldn't really expand my Copic collection was the fact that, you know, they say they're refillable, but then you have to pay about $5 or $6 for every refill, and I simply, when you got over 100 markers, I just simply couldn't afford that sort of investment on refillable inks. So these markers are $1.49, and they hold a considerable amount of ink, so you're obviously looking, if you want to go into this type of colouring, then you're obviously looking at a smaller investment in terms of finance than with the others. As far as storage goes, you can get these letter set wallets that are made to keep them. I've got all my favourite colours that I use most often for skin, hair, denim jeans, yellow hair, brown hair, that sort of thing, all stored in here. And you can also get these rubber thingies, I don't know what they're called, where you can store them. They can be stored vertically or horizontally. Copics you're advised to store them flat, but with Pro markers, the molecules in the ink are such that you're not going to get a dried out end if you store them vertically, so that's a plus. And then because my storage has to be quite portable because of moving around from country to country as I do. I devised this system using a CD case which I bought from an office supply store, and I think the guys who worked in there were quite impressed when they saw me walking out with a professional DJ's CD case. So they just slot in. Some people have said that they wish that it had, the tops had a colour on them, but I actually used some paper discs that you buy from an office supply store, and so all of my markers have got absolutely accurate representation of the colours, which I must prefer, because you really don't get the spot-on colours when it's just a plastic cap to a marker. And you can see how the variations of blue and browns and so on vary so much that for you to really shade accurately and get the most out of your markers, using exactly the right markers is paramount, really. So over the course of this next couple of weeks, I'll be giving you lists of what markers you can use to buy, what markers to use for shading various things and so on. And if you are venturing into the world of alcohol markers, and some lucky person is going to be winning the whole lot, of course, but I hope that it'll help quite a few of you along the way. So I'll see you tomorrow. We'll do a bit of skin colouring, I think, then. Bye.